Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Walking the Blunt Blade. I am Oliver. The other day I was hanging with one of my friends, Simon, who reminded me of some weird stuff, but better yet, I got a favorable response from him in regards to one of my videos. I think it was entitled, Knuckleheads, Right Versus Wrong. So in honor of Simon, let's make the second one. I have, two top 5 lists of negative, horrible, draggy, aggressive, inappropriate, vile human beings. One's for the females, keeping all things fair, and one's for males. And I like to keep that list segregated. Anyway. I should also mention that 4 of the 5 gentlemen that make my list happen to be Australian. Figure that out. And they all they're really strong conspiracy theorists. If it's not me trying to pull the wool over their eyes, then it's the organizations we worked for, or people in general, and they were all highly distrusting people. Coincidence? I don't know. I'm just mentioning it. A little bit scary, now that I look back on it. I guess it's kind of funny. So I actually dedicated 2 videos to one complete, did I use it? Loser. Those videos are entitled Skid Mark on Society 1 and 2. I recently talked about someone that I worked with in disabilities, and again, they were just small examples I gave. There was just so much more. It was frightening. Anyway, as Simon and I got our drink on the other day, filming off topic, I mentioned another person whom he may have rubbed shoulders with, and all of a sudden it all came up, and Simon was the one who reminded me of some of the inappropriate stuff, and I thought, I'd happily drunk lots to forget that. Getting onto today's subject. Knucklehead number 3. When I first met this gentleman, the organization I was helping was just chaotic. Had no idea of the amount of employees and where they were working. Anyway. So I noticed that he used to sign his name differently to what was on the official record. And I said to him, hey man, don't HR have your name right? And he said, nah. I said, well, how long have you worked here? 10, 11 years. For legal requirements. So I fixed that up for him, because, I just found it silly. So as I'm trying to, sort out the organization and the staff and figure out what's going on, who belongs where, what names are spelled correctly and incorrectly, which are actually my staff and not my staff. It was a schmozzle. Anyway, I used to have 3 meetings a month with my staff. I'd come in of my own time during the night shift, so I can meet with the night shift staff, and of course we covered the day shift. So in trying to make sense of the chaos, I held one meeting where I asked, and I knew already because I talked to the union organizer, who suggested that maybe this person was one of the union delegates, but I wanted I wanted the information. So in the meeting, I said, look, are you, by any chance, the union delegate? And he said, no. And I said, okay, well, I've heard it rumoured that you are. And he said, so what? And I said, I personally don't care, but we need to inform the staff. We need to have, people so they know whom to talk to if you're the union delegate. Kind of like every staff member needs to know who the supervisors are and who the first aid officers are. He said, it's private and confidential. I said, no, it's not. Again, keep in mind, there's lots of highly inappropriate things that happen with this gentleman like the others. I'm just listing a couple of funny ones. In yet another meeting, it was part of the organization's idea and requirement that we hold reflections before every meeting. Give a quote, whatever. On one occasion, I did a biblical reflection. I kind of thought it was appropriate given it was a Catholic organization. Right in the middle of the meeting, he said, I find that highly inappropriate. I'm offended. And I said, how so? He said, I'm an atheist. I said, why am I not surprised? I said, maybe you're working for the wrong organization then, mate. Oh, dear. There was another meeting, and it's odd how a lot of these things come in meetings, yeah, because that's your general knucklehead bullying mentality. Is they try and gather crowds, whatever. This guy was so hell bent on something that had occurred, like a code brown, which is an external disaster from memory. An external disaster that occurred on the campus prior to my arrival, and he bought all these radio transcripts, and I had no idea what he was on about. Yet the meeting almost predominated around this conspiracy theory that the organization was covering things up and doing highly illegal activity. And he wanted me to answer for it. And I'm thinking, like, mate, I got no answers. Got nothing for you. Anyway, much like other knuckleheads, he was just every shade of inappropriate. Kind of funny to look back on. Again, Simon, you reminded me of some of this. Thanks. I happily forgot about it. Good morning, everybody.